Earthlings, welcome back to my channel, the only Lauren channel. I'm the only Lauren you need to festicate with. You feel me? Oh yeah, so I've been gone a minute or whatever, but it's mostly because I have been unearthing secrets, lots and lots of secrets, and yeah, they're like biblical secrets and astrological secrets and, well, biblical historical secrets, etymological secrets, of course, mathematical secrets, secrets of the psyche, which I am still confused on. I know they were talking about astral projection. I'm like trying to project myself astrally. Ew. And even some mythological secrets, which aren't secrets, by the way. Anyone can go search these things up in archives, but no one's looking for the information. So just be looking out for more Earthlings, because I have so much more to share. And if I've ever been gone for a second, just know that that's what I was doing. So this is basically an introduction to logic. Aristole-n-Nem. Basically, people don't know when they're doing mathematics that they're basically doing logic. So I don't even know why people make fun of philosophical or humanities students. You know why? Because you didn't do math. Math is hard. Just kidding. This is why I don't like making scripts the day ahead of the time I was supposed to shoot the video, because I don't know what the hell I'll be talking about next day. So once I wrote it down, it's gone in the air. Anyway, so basically what my brain was talking about yesterday was reason is the capacity to make sense, to make an argument. Applying reasoning means establishing and verifying facts, and applying logic and changing justifying practices, which is super important in math because experiments. Proving a statement that you made in physics is extremely important because we have to experiment and we have to be able to use it continuously. And essentially, reasoning is associated with thinking, cognition, and intellect. You have to always be consistent in your argument when making an argument based on your particular logic for that argument. Some quick definitions and etymological background of the words. Reasoning is from the Latin to question or to argue. And there are all different types of ways to make arguments that are not necessarily logical, because logic is a type of argument, but not necessarily the argument that you want to be made. It is the reasoning. And we'll go over those different types of reasoning. There's deductive reasoning, induced reasoning, inductive reasoning, abductive, and intuitive reasoning, which is the one I'm switching over to because those are my strengths. I'm currently studying Boolean algebra right now, which is basically a system of intuition that says true or false. Did he cheat? No. Did he get her phone number? Yes. So you basically have to gather large quantities of information to come to a conclusion. Or you can perform experiments. In science, we often do a string of reasoning called the scientific method, our favorite. We ask a question, do background research, construct a hypothesis based on that research, test with an experiment, ask if the procedure is working, then if not, then we start the process back to the beginning, what we call troubleshooting, and carefully check all the steps and setup to make sure everything is Gucci. And if this is working, we start analyzing data and we start to draw them conclusions. If the results align with the hypothesis, then we communicate the results. Now actually, they say, well, I had a professor, Professor Holmes, shout out, who said that we actually should communicate the results if they're negative results, because why should I be doing work on something when somebody already did it and it was wrong? I'm sitting up here thinking I'm doing something brilliant when somebody already did it and it was wrong. Feel me? And they say if the results are not aligned or only partially aligned, we go back to reconstructing our hypothesis. Basically, we're going back to the drawing board. Yeah, I follow the scientific method. I have my own brand of reasoning, so I'm going to tell you. I usually construct a hypothesis based on intuition. Then I do background research on that particular subject. See if there has been any experiment done on my hypothesis, which there usually is. And I like to make lots of comparisons. If the procedure or the experiment is working, and if it is, then I keep going. If it's not, then I let it go. And your girl keep going till she reach a conclusion. And if the results usually don't add up, I will stop, because the earth has been around millions of years and I'm not getting ready to do that again. Those are called vicious circles. I love cliches. They're pretty awesome. Or colloquialism, actually. Colloquialism. I might try to find a different angle in my argument, which is not necessarily the argument that I'm trying to make. It is the argument that I'm trying to make, but in a different form, so you're not gonna necessarily recognize it. And these types of things can lead to fallacy, also known as faulty reasoning. And I hope you guys remember fallacies from grade school. They had, if you had English for like 12 years of your life, wait, was it 12 years we were in school? Yeah. And then the other, or whatever, the other amount, 18 years we were in grade school, and then the next 4 years they make you take English again. I said, no sir, no more English classes. No. I'm a grown woman. So fallacies are intentionally made to manipulate people by deception. They're like telling half-truths, like Satan did. It was true, but it was not true. He said you positively will not die, or he said you won't die. But they did die. They just didn't die immediately. Like, you're not necessarily telling a lie, you're just misapplying it. Fallacies is like when you're arguing with someone and you're like, well, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? So let's talk about some commonly known intentional fallacies. Diverting from the argument to unrelated issues is called a red herring. Oh yeah, Sudan. Let me get a drink of water. I don't know. Insulting someone's character. We all know someone who's done that. Hey, don't do that. Well, that's why your room is dirty. It's called ad hominem. Argumentum ad hominem. My room being dirty has nothing to do with this situation. Assuming the conclusion of the argument means begging the question. They call it petito principii. I feel like this is like the R&B singers, like they were begging the question. Making jumps in logic is called a non sequitur. And that's like when you say, I gave my psychologist my phone number. Chick, is you cheating? This is really hyperbolic. So I want you to know that. Identifying a false cause and effect is called post hoc ergo propter hoc. Like me saying I'm poor because the sun came out. Those don't go. Selectively using facts in an argument is called card stalking. And one might say, I don't know. I know what you did last night. I feel like that's dramatic. When all you did was go to your dance class. Making false or misleading comparisons is called false equivalencies, which is almost like the false cause and effect. I feel like, yeah. Generalizing very, very quickly and making hasty generalizations. And we know hasty generalizations, that's like basically like you jump into conclusions. If you are familiar with fallacies at all, if you remember them from grade school, please comment and let me know. And let me know if you know any types of arguments other than the ones I presented here in this video. So lastly, we're getting into Aristole-n-Nem. Aristole-n-Nem. He the man. He looks so fly. I really don't know what he looked like. So I gotta ask, why did I say that? Cause she crazy. It's looking like I'm hazy. So him and his crew were very amazing. He ran with the Plato-n-Nem crew. He was around the time of Alexander the Great, Plato. This guy did physics, biology, metaphysics, logic, ethics, aesthetics, poetry, theater, music, rhetoric, psychology, I'm running out fingers, linguistics, economics, politics, and government. How many was that? I don't know. I can't count. You might call him only Aristotle. Get it? Because only learn and I kind of do like that. No. Now, he was the guy that gave us the psychology of the solar system. These are more of the secrets I'm going to be talking about later. He also gave us the foundation for the laws of mechanical motion. F equals ma, that one. You know it. His reasoning was depicted by the 4 causes. According to Aristotle, there were 4 main reasons of change. He said we don't have knowledge until we have its reason or its cause. I told you, Dr. Holmes, like, why am I doing this? The first is the material cause of which things are made. The second is the formal cause of the thing, that is the essential property that makes it the kind of thing that it is. Sorry, that was junky. The third is the efficient cause of the primary agency by which the matter took its form. The fourth and final is when that thing in its final stage takes place and takes its aim and it takes its purpose in life, like myself. You guys can take that logic and literally apply it to anything that you come across in logic. Actually, I will reduce my mathematical work into like 4 portions. I'm just realizing it right now, but I will do that. I will do calcubra. Also encourage you to look at some of Aristotle's work. He knew a lot of secrets that we don't really bring out like today, just like only when we find it convenient. I do believe he was there when the first Anglo-Saxons appeared on the scene, so go check out his stuff. So like if you can. No, don't like if you can, like now. Subscribe, Patreonic, and buy my book. Bye.